My whole basketball existence is dictated by how good your basketball team is. So Dan, as much as I love you, I might not ever see you again because y'all are mediocre.
Charles, they were in the finals 6 months ago.
Yeah, listen, that bubble basketball, it was a bunch of bubble gangsters. Let's say that don't count.
So
bubble gangsters don't count.
So LeBron didn't win a title.
You know, I'm never going to say a thing about LeBron. He's a great player and a great dude. But listen, I'm not counting the bubbles. Let's stop it.
They say a drunk soul speak a sober mind. And from the sounds of Charles Barkley's voice, he seemed to be pretty toasty to me. But the reason that some RBA players and RBA analysts have to sell to you that the bubble title was somehow the hardest championship to win is simply because LeBron James won it. See, they have to convince you on why that ring was so hard to win because it really wasn't that hard to win. They have to convince you that he had to overcome one of the most difficult challenges in RBA history so that it makes him seem far greater than he is. Like, could you imagine if MJ or Kobe Bryant played in a bubble every time they played in the finals? They'd have at least 8 or 9 rings easily. Now imagine you and your friends staying in a hotel for 2 months. Bruh, we having all types of fun. Just imagine you and your family members, or just imagine you and your friends, or you and your cousins, you know, because when you've played with your teammates for so long, they pretty much are like family at that point. They like your friends. So just imagine staying in a hotel for 2 months with your friends. We're having all types of fun. You know, we're doing all types of pranks, etc. And of course, LeBron James is getting special privileges in there. They said that no women were allowed on the premises and no women were allowed in a hotel. That is straight bullcrap. That may apply to everyone else, every other player except LeBron James. I don't believe that for 1 minute. LeBron James, they was probably paying for all types of escort services, allegedly. There were female reporters from the ESPN. So you mean to tell me they wouldn't bust it open for some millionaires? LeBron James and these superstar athletes? Man, please. They even said Jimmy Butler had Rachel Nichols screaming so loud that the kids in Disney World heard her screaming. So LeBron James, more than likely, his teammates are getting those same privileges as well. So they're not eating and they're not doing what everybody else is doing, right? And then they're playing games with no fans in attendance. So it's basically just like a scrimmage or a practice, running a practice at UCLA or running a practice at LA Fitness. That's all it was. So really ask yourself, how difficult was that 2020 RBA bubble title? If you think that's hard, I don't know what to tell you. It's no way that you could think that winning that championship was hard. And I find it funny that LeBron James fans, they get so offended when you tell them that the bubble championship don't count. See, LeBron fans are so quick to respond by saying things like, well, y'all only say the bubble don't count because LeBron James won it. That can go both ways. We can literally say the same thing about LeBron James fans. We can say, and the only reason that y'all say the bubble title count is because LeBron won it. If any other team would have won that championship, y'all would not go so hard to defend that title. So it's no problem when LeBron James fans discredit the Warriors championship in 2015 and say the Warriors only won because Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got injured. But whenever you discredit a championship that LeBron James won, now they upset. But it's not okay for us to do that. So it's okay for them to make every excuse in the book for why LeBron James didn't win a championship in 2007, for why he didn't win his entire first stint with the Cavaliers, why he underachieved with the Miami Heat. But the second you discredit the bubble title, why y'all say the finals always rigged when LeBron James win? Then they got an issue with it. These the most contradicting people in the world. But even former RBA player Lou Williams, no one in the RBA take that bubble title seriously.
It was a struggle to get us to the bubble to begin with. We didn't even want to go, you know, so I think just mentally we came into it without just the right mindset to finish the job. We didn't even want to be there, and I think once we got there and we was in it, you know, I think I was in the bubble 97 days was how long I was there, and I think about day 67 I was like, let's get the out of here. Like, yeah, you know, so I think mentally we wasn't in it for the long game. We didn't really see you know, the pot of gold at the end of it. We were starting to hear the rumblings like, oh, nobody's gonna respect this chip and all of that. And so I think we kind of just took our foot off the gas.
My OG had passed away, so they cleared me to leave the bubble and go to his funeral. So I'm like, yo, I'm a block from Magic. We leave here, I'm gonna go grab something to eat, then I'm gonna go and get out. So Jack Harlow walks in, biggest star in the world. So he like, man, you think we could take a picture? He was like, you think it'd be cool we take a picture? I said, I don't see why not. I got my mask on, you got your mask on. Jack go about his business, I go about mine, my food come out, I leave, I go home. Next morning, my agent called me, he said, we got a problem. Open my phone, Twitter is going crazy. Lou Williams sneaks out of the bubble to go to Magic City.
Now, I personally believe that Lou Williams was set up, in my honest opinion, for him to take a picture with Jack Harlow. And I know Jack Harlow was popular back in 2020, but was he really that damn popular? Absolutely not. He couldn't have been that popular because I ain't know about him. And it's not so much that I didn't know about him. It's just that he wasn't popular enough for me to care about him. I knew about the baby back in 2020. In other words, the point is this. Jack Harlow wasn't popular enough for that picture to get that much attention. It killed two birds in one stone. It shined a spotlight on Lou Williams to put pressure on the RBA, and it also allowed Jack Harlow to be put in more of a spotlight and to gain more recognition, to catapult his career, to make him more famous. Now let's dive into Jack Harlow's background. Jack Harlow is signed to DJ Drama, who is one of the most popular mixtape DJs in the world. He's famously known for his Gangsta Grills mixtapes. Gangsta Grills! For those of you who are too young to know what that is, but he's popular for his Gangsta Grills mixtapes, working with big artists such as Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne, it's Tochi, yeah, it's Weezy baby, Drake, Drizzy Drake, and more. But DJ Drama is an A&R for one of the most successful major record labels in the world, in Atlantic Records. For those of you who aren't tapped into who DJ Drama is and what DJ Drama has done over the past few years, DJ Drama, behind the scenes, he exposed that Drake had a ghostwriter, and after that, the secret ended up getting out. So he played a huge role in that Drake versus Meek Mill beef. So would it be far-fetched to believe that DJ Drama pulled a snake move and set this whole play up for LeBron James behind the scenes to get Lou Williams in trouble? I mean, it's not like that's not in the man's character to snake people behind their back, allegedly. Now, why am I saying this? Let me play detective and connect the dots for you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, right after that incident, a year later, Jack Harlow does a feature with Lil Nas X on a song called Industry Baby, which really should be titled Industry Plant. But now Jack Harlow has now become a big star. And now all of a sudden, Jack Harlow is so plugged in that he appears on a show titled The Shop, Uninterrupted, a show that mainly stars LeBron James. What a coincidence. And let's not forget, currently at that time, he's still supposedly signed to DJ Drama. But Jack is so plugged in that he got to star in the reboot film White Man Can't Jump, a film directed by a guy named Calmatic. Calmatic directed Lil Nas X's very first music video, Old Town Road. And Calmatic would also direct the reboot to the film House Party, which was developed by LeBron James. Now, do you guys see this huge web and how everybody is connected and tied in? So would it be impossible or crazy to think that DJ Drama was the one who set up this whole play behind the scenes? I think not. So do I believe that possibly DJ Drama reached out to Jack Harlow and got that picture taken and it got back to Clutch Sports somehow? Do I believe it? Absolutely. But we'll come back and discuss that later in this video. But many people love to minimize the importance of hundreds of fans being in the stands, being inside that arena, hundreds and hundreds of fans roaring at the top of their lungs and cheering for their favorite team. And most people discount that type of environment. Those are clearly people who have never played sports before a day in their life and never fed off a crowd. Even if you're a public speaker, even if you do music, if you do stand-up comedy, a lot of times you can feed off of the crowd. So that's why the RBA took the fans out of it, so it made it easier for LeBron James to cancel out the noise. But it goes back to the conversation that Damian Jones was discussing on Paul George's podcast when he self-admitted that the Cleveland Cavaliers had stole the momentum in the 2016 RBA Finals when Draymond Green got suspended. So if all the RBA teams weren't in the bubble and the Clippers got to play at home, which means Lou Williams wouldn't have never gotten to that Magic City incident where he got the name Lemon Pepper Lou, which means that even if they were up 3-1, they would have more than likely defeated the Denver Nuggets, in the semifinals, and then destroyed the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and then advanced to the RBA Finals, and Kawhi Leonard would have won his third championship. But just think, Lou Williams and Paul George sat up there in an interview and just confirmed to you that before the bubble, the Clippers were playing their best stretch of basketball. Who do you think posed the biggest threat to the Los Angeles Lakers during that 2020 RBA bubble run? Who do you think posed the biggest threat? The Clippers. Why? Because you seen what a young Kawhi Leonard did to LeBron James in the 2014 RBA Finals when he was a young pup playing for the Spurs. So just imagine what a more experienced and dangerous Kawhi Leonard would have did to LeBron James in the 2020 Western Conference Finals, who, by the way, who just came off winning a championship a year before in the 2019 RBA Finals and just won the Finals MVP with the Raptors. So rather than putting any potential roadblocks in front of LeBron James and the Lakers and not letting anything get in the way of LeBron James from reaching the RBA Finals, we'll set Lou Williams up, purposely make this picture of him and Jack Harlow go super viral on social media, hit the top of the algorithms, get the people talking in the media, in which they'll spin it in a way that makes Lou Williams look like he's in violation, that other players didn't have that same opportunity. We'll have LaShannon Sharp, who's the LeBron James lover, ostracize and demonize Lou Williams, make him look like a bad person, so we can spin this narrative he got to do something that other players locked in a bubble couldn't do. So then what happens? It would then put pressure on the RBA and force the RBA to take action. And as Lou Williams stated, Adam Silver told him, you ain't do anything wrong, but I gotta make an example out of you. Why? For LeBron James. I mean, the man had his mask on, for Christ's sakes. So why not just give him a pass? Why not just give him a slap on the wrist? But let me ask you, the viewer, if LeBron James was caught taking that exact same picture, does he face the same repercussions that Lou Williams would have faced? Absolutely not. It would have got swept up under the rug. But who do I think set up Lou Williams? In my estimation, LeBron James. I mean, why would that be beyond the realm of possibility, people? Well, it's not like LeBron James didn't snitch on a fan and had them thrown out of game because he didn't like what they said. It's not like LeBron James didn't secretly push for the RBA to suspend Draymond Green back in the 2016 RBA Finals. Remember, Draymond Green was the Warriors' best defender, the best overall player who was on pace to winning the Finals MVP. And speaking of playing great, guess who was also playing extremely well before that 2020 Bubbles run? Who was averaging 18 points per game, and right before Lou Williams left the bubble, he scored a high 22 points in just only 16 minutes. In under 16 minutes in their win against Orlando. So knowing ahead that Lou Williams would be the Clippers' X factor, what better way than to disrupt the Clippers' flow and rhythm, destroy their team chemistry, easy, cause confusion in their locker room by getting Lou Williams in trouble. Let's read what Lou Williams stated in an old interview when he decided to go to Magic City. He says, and just for context purposes, his family member passed away, so that's the reason he said that he was grieving. So this article was posted by the New York Post. He says, quote, I was truly grieving 2 weeks ago. I was going through something, and then I was thrown under the bus. I'ma repeat. He says, and then I was thrown under the bus, Williams said in August 2020. All the attention turned to Magic City because it's a gentleman's club. I feel like if I was at a steakhouse or Hooters or whatever, it wouldn't be half the story. But it is what it is. No, Lou Williams, I disagree with you on that. It doesn't matter where you were. Either way, they put the attention on what they wanted to put the attention on. They didn't want the Clippers facing LeBron James and the Lakers. So this was strategically done. So what happened? So the Clippers would eventually lose to the Nuggets. The Lakers knew they'd have a much easier path to the RBA Finals going up against the Denver Nuggets. So what happened? The Lakers could then face the Miami Heat, and I'm pretty sure the Lakers felt more confident that they can defeat the Miami Heat, who Jimmy Butler was their only star on the team, which means what? LeBron James and the Lakers will have a far easier time winning the championship. And what better story than it is to win your 4th championship against your former team in the RBA